Hey, bros and brosettes. I'm reviewing a movie. Today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually doing that. I'm not doing that, actually. So, today I'm going to be reviewing the Angry Video Game Nerd Season 1. Now, I know that this is probably controversial. And by controversial, I mean everybody's going to agree on this because nobody was going to ever watch this video. Ever. But, what I mean is, I think the Angry Video Game Nerd is a series, and I know people disagree with that, but it's been going on since 2006 or 2004, depending on how you look at it, so I mean, yeah. And also, it's on Amazon Prime, so yeah, I just count that. Also, it's on DVD and Blu-ray, so, and, I mean, it's released in seasons, it's, like, show level quality. I'm gonna consider it a show in kind of the same vein as, like, At the Movies, except not really, though. Because At the Movies doesn't have, like, production. They just talk about it. Talk about the movies, and then, you know, they do some level afterward. I guess, I'm not saying my opinions are the same as Siskel and Ebert's, but, like, my show's kind of formatted the same way their show is, sort of. Where just two people talk about the movies and stuff. But it's just one person in my case. So, but I mean, it's like, he basically is just a film critic, reviews games. It's like me. I like games and movies. But, whatever. In fact, the channel Cinemassacre is where he posts all of these videos, all of the episodes, and they're all great. Let's talk about Season 1. This is the classics. Episode 1, he's reviewing Simon's Quest. Simon's Quest. Wink, wink, right? But, yeah, that's, like, a movie about... it's not a movie, I keep saying that. It's weird. Sorry, it's a game about... It's the second in the Castlevania series, and I don't know much about Castlevania or anything, but, you know, it's the second one, and apparently it's the worst one. Apparently it's, like, really bad, though. And he always made his first review of it, and it's really badly made. And, I mean, there are a lot of times where he's just like, oh... It just feels like he's, like, riffing, honestly. It doesn't feel like he's actually, like, written down a script. It seems like he's written down, like, bullet points, and he's just riffing from that. And then, yeah. But then, what's real... And then he just kind of plays, like, a game footage over it, really. It doesn't really pertain to what he's talking about, but sometimes it does, kind of. It could be possible that he was just playing the game, but I doubt that. But one that was really definitely just him riffing was that I assume that he just got drunk and decided to talk about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And, the game, and he said he's sustaining the opinion that this is the worst game he's ever played. I don't know about that, but whatever. And apparently it's, like, really bad. And it's just him riffing. It's definitely that. It's just him talking about the game while he's drunk. So it's not really, like, you know, the same type of thing. But the first two videos do really have a charm to them. They were released 2 years earlier than any of his other videos. They were released on his short films collection that James Rolfe made, and then he posted them on YouTube in 2006, 2 years after they were actually made. So, you know, they were released originally. So then, he decided he was gonna make more, and those were his videos, of the Karate Kid. Oh, what? Actually, you know, bam, stab. And it was about a guy. I don't know. I watched the movie a long time ago, so I don't really know much. All I know is that people say the game's bad, and I don't know. This was kind of where he got into his element more, because this is really where he starts to make videos that are more, like, actually geared to the kind of stuff he makes now, where he's kind of like, yeah, you know, like, about him, I don't know. He'll, like, he kind of, he has like a skit at the beginning where he's just like, oh, I hate this game so much, and he's shouting things, he hits his head into a cupboard or something, and then it's kind of like scripted, and he's got like the game playing, and he recorded all those segments better, and then, you know, that was kind of, I think, probably, like, you know, where he really got into his element, and then the movies after that, the episodes after that, they were kind of more of the same, so I'm not going to talk about them episode by episode. One thing, it's weird, though, is that in his season 1 compilation, for some reason, he didn't include the first 2 episodes of his show. He just started with Karate Kid. I don't know why, because even in his, like, playlist of, like, his episodes, the first 2 episodes are there. Everyone agrees those are the first 2 episodes. He says it many times, those are his first 2 episodes. So, this season is really, really kind of, it's weird, because this is, like, for most shows, for most YouTube channels, mostly, but for all shows, really, but especially for YouTube channels, the first season or the first couple episodes, you know, they do not feel like the newest episodes at all, especially if they've been going on for a really long time. Like, go back and watch JonTron's first episodes. Like, they are nothing like any of the episodes that he talks about now. And by the way, JonTron's obviously inspired by the Angry Video Game Nerd. He even says it, and he met him at one point, and he stopped doing video games review. I wonder if somebody's gonna start a petition to get him to do more video game reviews. Review that Bad Fur Day reboot that came out, like, a couple years ago. So, you know, I don't know. It's definitely hard to review this, but I would say that you should just watch it. It is really, really good. You know, even if you don't like excessive, like, over, like, inappropriateness, it's good for any audiences, you know, because I've already grown out of kind of, like, the excessive, jokey, like, super inappropriate jokes that are just there to be edgy and stuff. Now, I still like Nostalgia Critic, but, like, I just don't like the jokes he makes about that kind of thing. I wish he would make more clever jokes, because it's obvious that James Rolfe is playing a character. He's kind of playing it up. Though, I will be honest, he does seem to have exhausted his vocabulary. But, whatever. So, Also, there's like new characters. This is how he brought in with Master Chu and the Drunkard, who was the first appearance of Shit Pickle, and his Chronologically Confused episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of all of his shows. Definitely my favorite episode for season 1. And his Bible Games episode, also extremely good. I recommend that one. That one's really good. I'd say that I would recommend this is one of the classics. This is one of the classics. And that's weird to say because this is so old. This is from a time way back in YouTube. And he is one of the oldies. He's one of the big dudes. I still get episodes from his show recommended to me, even though they're 12 years old. People are still watching them. They're so good. You need to watch these. These are essential. And I think that this is one of the best review shows of all time. Now, I know that's controversial and it's not the best. I don't like Siskel and Ebert, or At the Movies, I guess, because Siskel and Ebert didn't always host it. It was them, and then I think Siskel died, sadly, so they had to replace him with Roper, and then they both retired for some reason, and then I don't know why Roper retired. I know why Ebert retired, but why did Roper retire? Ebert got this, I don't know, was it throat cancer or something? It was bad, so he couldn't talk. So he could only write things down. So, and then there's also, then they got him replaced with 2 jackasses who were terrible, and then those 2 jackasses were replaced by another 2 jackasses. I don't know why they don't restart At the Movies, though. I mean, the problem is, though, that people come for Siskel and Ebert because people call it Siskel and Ebert. But this isn't a review of At the Movies. This is a review of Angry Video Game Nerd. I give it season 1. I give it a 9 out of 10. It is classic. It's not the best season, but it is really good. And for a review show, it is amazing. And I don't think that people should be put off considering it's on YouTube. It is definitely, if it's considered a show, I would consider it one of the best. One of the best review shows. It is genuinely amazing. And it's really astounding how James Rolfe can do this. I give him all the credit. And then Mike Marini, or whatever, Mike Marotti, he also gets credit too, because he's good. You have Amazon Prime, watch it on there, because there are a couple episodes that aren't on YouTube, but if you don't spend money on it, you can just watch them. You can watch all the episodes on YouTube. You'll just have to find a couple re-uploads for some of them, but that's fine. So, yeah, 9 out of 10, really good. Watch it again.